never stop learning. Like every day you learn something new. So when I found coffee roasting, I can't believe that I got stuck into it because I'm still learning a lot from it.
Meet Jane, an IT specialist turned coffee roasting champion. In this video, Jane shares how she got into roasting, the subtle art of making great coffee, and whether she sees herself doing it full time. If you're new to this channel, my name is Josh, and I make videos that dive deep into people's turning points and passions. So if this video resonated with you, leave a comment and hit subscribe. And let's begin.
Hi, my name is Jane. I like to do a lot of things, but lately I'm doing a lot of coffee related things right now. So I do roasting. We also are the exclusive distributor for TIMEMORE hand grinders. It's an equipment for you to make coffee. So you can grind your own coffee, brew your own coffee.
And what got you into coffee in the first place?
It started when we had the lockdown during pandemic, and at the same time we started offering the Time More products. So during lockdown, what happened was nobody can go to the office, and then we started selling the Time More online via Facebook and IG. And then people started buying the equipment, and then later on they asked, "Do you have coffee?" And then we realized, yeah, we've been selling equipment, but then what about the actual product, the coffee, for them to use the equipment with? So we decided to start roasting coffee. And at the same time, we get to roast it the way we like it, how we like the coffee. And maybe a lot of people would enjoy the way we roast the coffee as well. So that's what got me or us started offering roasted coffee.
How about your interest in coffee?
So my interest in coffee was on and off. I have a friend who actually gifted me a Costa Rican coffee. And when I tasted it, I said, this is a different coffee, not the normal everyday coffee that I get to drink. So I started looking into it, and then I found there are a lot of other coffees out there that can give you different flavors. So there's a whole world of it. And I think I'll be able to roast the coffee to the way I would like and enjoy.
Now, it's actually interesting that you said someone gifted you Costa Rican coffee, where in fact there are so many different variants of coffee around the world. So, is there one exact way on how to roast coffee?
For roasting coffee, when you get a beans, you have to look at it and then look at the size, and you have to look at the moisture content of the beans, and you have to know what elevation it is from. So for example, an Ethiopian bean most of the time are on higher elevation, meaning it's somewhere around 1500 to 2000 meters above sea level. And for maybe Brazil would be around 900 to 1200 meters above sea level. And the difference of the elevation actually gives you the different taste.
And what's the process of you learning roasting? Because different coffee has different taste, as you said. Can you just walk me through how you learned roasting in the first place?
So I did a lot of research. Of course, our very good friend YouTube helped a lot. And then asking some of the roasters that I know, like, how do you actually start roasting? And then eventually, when the YouTube isn't enough anymore, then I started learning from people who would teach roasting. I had several instructors until I enrolled into one instructor from Taiwan. The way he taught roasting for me opened my mind a lot. Like a lot of questions that I have in mind, which weren't answered with YouTube or other instructor, he was able to give me a very clear example and a very clear teaching on how to roast the coffee. That one actually helped me a lot.
Especially when you're learning something new, sometimes it also helps to invest in certain courses that
Mhm.
you wouldn't find elsewhere by doing it yourself. So how long did it actually take you to learn roasting?
So I started during pandemic, which is around 2020. Until now, actually, I'm still learning because every new coffee bean, there's something new about it. And it's always different, especially the coffee farmers now. They would actually create a lot of different experiment on different processes to make their coffee taste good. So the different processes also affects the way you cook. or roast the coffee. So for example, how do you cook a salted egg? If the process by the farmer, when they process the salted egg differently, how are you going to cook it? So there's different ways of cooking it depending on what is the raw material you get.
What was the biggest challenge throughout your roasting journey?
The biggest challenge was when I roasted something good. With the technology now, actually, you can record your roasting, the profile. When I roasted something good, the next thing that comes to my mind, oh, I want to be able to repeat it again and again and again without any effort. But most of the roasting machines nowadays, they're still manual. So meaning you have to make sure you have to turn on the gas, lower the heat, or increase the air circulating the roaster. But now we actually have invested on a machine that can do a full replication, which is what we have here at the back. So what I do now is I profile the coffee, we taste it, and we said this is the one we want. Then we actually save the profile. And from that profile, we can replicate it every time I roast. So it's easier. I don't have to be monitoring every roast that I'm doing now. So with technology and the roasting skills that I've learned, it helped my workflow in roasting coffee.
In a week, how much time would you spend on practicing that skill?
So I wouldn't say really it's practicing now. It's more of roasting to cater to our customers.
Mm-hmm.
But then every time you roast, every time I profile, there's something new. After we roast, we do cup our coffee. We don't just like let it, since I have the profile, it doesn't mean that I don't have to cup and try to taste the coffee because the coffees do change because they are living organisms. So they would dry up eventually or they will deteriorate because of the weather, the humidity, especially here in the Philippines, it's very hot.
Mm-hmm.
So we do cup the coffee every time. And then if there's a slight change, we'll know and we will tweak the roasting profile to adapt to the change of the coffee bean.
So does that mean if I have two cups of the same coffee, would they taste differently?
If it's from different batches, probably there would be a slight change. Most, maybe not a lot, but there would be a slight change unless you have a machine that would replicate it 100%. But even though it replicates 100%, there would still be a slight difference.
How long did it take for you to be comfortable with this whole practice?
Actually, after taking the course, give or take like 2, 3 months, when I actually applied what I learned, then I found that the coffee is starting to taste so much better.
Mm-hmm.
So the roasting class that I took was sometime in May or June in 2023.
You started doing roasting in 2020, right?
Yes, so I have several instructor teaching me,
Mm-hmm.
but then the one that really made the impact was the one that I took around June 2023.
Wow. That's really awesome to hear, honestly. And that confidence definitely gave you the courage to say that, oh, you can participate in a roasting competition.
The roasting competition happened around August. I wasn't planning on taking the class, then doing the roasting competition. I was taking the class before I knew I was going to do the competition. But then I also realized maybe I should check how far have I learned in coffee roasting and is it good enough and how am I compared to the other peers, the other people who are roasting. That was the very first roasting competition that anybody had organized in the Philippines.
Wow. So did you ever consider yourself at a disadvantage considering you learned it relatively new prior to the competition?
Actually, yes. I felt like, yeah, I might not have enough experience
Mm.
because, like, in any skills, you have to be doing it for so long that you're so well versed with whatever you're doing to make you really say, I'm really good at this. But during the competition, I was able to know where I'm at compared to my other peers. Well, the outcome of the competition, I actually bagged it. I was very surprised. I think a lot of people were also surprised. One reason why I also joined that competition, not just because it was the very first that was done in the Philippines. But the judges that the organizer got were world certified judges, which I felt that, yeah, they would be able to judge and criticize the roast that I did in a very fair manner. I would say that I guess my skill has improved over the years, and I won the competition in 2023.
And after that competition, what else do you hope to achieve with roasting?
I like to offer more coffees, more different varieties of coffees. Due to my day job, I'm still limited in doing the coffee full time. But anytime people ask me to roast them coffee, I'm more than happy to do it. I still enjoy my day job. IT has always been my first love. I really enjoyed it so much. That's why I still do it until now. But then coffee is sort of taking over. I guess coffee is less stressful, I would say. In the IT, you always have to be on your toes. Like if something goes wrong, the network's down, there's no internet, you have to always be on your toes. And you have to make sure that everybody gets the services that you offer in IT, and they'll be able to do their work.
Has it ever crossed your mind for you to do coffee full time?
I may, I may do that full time, but we'll see. We'll see. I would love to see me doing coffee roasting full time.
Absolutely. Now, before we end, to anyone who is learning a new skill like you did, what would you want to say to them?
Never stop learning. Like every day, you learn something new. As in, literally every day you learn something new. I actually have a thing for myself wherein I want to learn something new every year. Unfortunately, when I found coffee roasting, I can't believe that I got stuck into it because I'm still learning a lot from it. Do not stop. If you feel you love it, it's a calling, just go for it. And you will find a lot of people who also have that passion, and they will help you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Josh.
You'll be really lucky if you watch the next video, but the problem is, you'll be gone in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.